Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Donna Oberlin. You can call me Professor Oberlin or Mrs. Oberlin or Donna. Many of you already know me from prior experience in my class, so you're pretty comfortable calling me Donna, so that's fine. So today I just kind of want to do an introductory kind of orientations, just kind of going through the syllabus for class, and then on Monday I'll be starting to do video tutorials, so you're actually getting into the actual work of the content of the class. You should have all received an email from me with the syllabus and the addendum to the syllabus. So I'm just kind of roughly go through the important aspects of the syllabus. First of all like correspondence, sending me videos for the exams and stuff will be via my email, which is on the syllabus. My office hours, I don't have any office or office hours. Basically, if you need additional help or if you want, if you want just to get together to make sure that you're doing, or if you need help with whatever you're doing, like a lesson, privately or any concerns, I can set up a Zoom meeting with you. So all you need to do is send me an email and we'll set that up. The catalog description, and I'm reading from the syllabus right now, is preparatory piano, piano literature, transposition, harmonization, and improvisation. Okay. The objectives is to increase familiarity with the piano keyboard, to increase reading ability in treble and bass clefs, to be able to play elementary piano pieces, harmonize melodies, and transpose simple pieces, to be able to sight read simple piano pieces, and to be able to play in front of others. The last two things on this shouldn't be there really. Sight reading will no longer be on the exams because I can't really do that because I need to be there to put a sight reading example in front of you and watch you. So there's no way to do that. So we will not be having sight reading examples on the exams anymore. I'm sure you're heartbroken, right? The other thing is that we're not doing like an in-class recital, okay? Because basically every time you do an exam, it's sort of like a performance anyways. Required materials is your textbook, will be a group piano, the book 1, and we'll basically be doing the second half of the book. Okay, you should all have that book from the first level. Second thing is that you're going to need a keyboard or a piano. Now, I'm not sure what the situation is. Some of you are renting keyboards from the music school. Theater majors, I'm not sure what you're doing. Some of the music majors have access to a piano practice room now. I think you'll have like a key, and you'll sign out the room, sign into the room, let yourself in, practice. Cleaning, there's going to be a cleaning procedure where you clean the keys or whatever, and then lock the piano afterwards. And I think that's more for like contact tracing if somebody were to get sick. That's why you're signing in. But I'm not sure if the music theater majors are allowed to do that. So you might have to have your own keyboard. Because last semester, not everybody had a piano, and it was a real kind of mess. So this semester, we're more prepared for what we need to do. The third thing I would recommend highly that you have is a laptop or a PC strong enough or big enough, powerful enough so that you can access Blackboard. Last semester I had students saying that with their cell phones alone they weren't able to access the content. And I just think it's just because the phones aren't powerful enough. So you need kind of like a laptop or a PC to get in. You're going to need a cell phone or a digital video camera to video yourself playing the exam material. Okay, so those are 3 things that you have to have. The learning outcomes are exactly the same as the objectives. The whole point, the door's going to slam. Sorry, I'm at home and it's real windy out today. The learning outcomes are the same exact thing as the objectives, right? I mean, the whole idea is that we have objectives and then we're going to make them a reality. So that's what the learning outcomes are. Expectations are, I'm planning on covering units 13 through 26 in the text. You should be able to play selected scales and arpeggios, 2 octaves, hands together and hands alone. Well, you should be able to harmonize melodies and transpose simple pieces. And the expectation is you should be practicing about 2 hours outside of like class, but 2 hours together because you're just getting tutorials. So you should be practicing every day. I recommend 20 minutes a day. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's a skill and it's built upon the first level. So it's, you know, you're accumulating more and more advanced. The literature is more difficult and more demanding. And it's a skill, you know, it's coordination. And you have to keep up on it. You can't play for 20 minutes and skip 3 days and then try to cram in a whole hour. It just is, it's overload. You're better off just doing 20 minutes each day and attacking little bites. Because, you know, every day it just becomes more and more comfortable. Page 2 of the syllabus is a grading procedure. You're going to have 4 exams, 100 points each, so a cumulative 400 points total, and that's easy to figure out what your grade is going to be. My criteria, it's not like as simple as saying when you send me an exam, you know, if you're doing your piano solo, 1 or 2 mistakes is an A, you know, 3 mistakes is a B or whatever. I'm watching for how fluent you are. Are your hand positions good? Fingerings? Is there a fluency, or is there like a great deal of hesitations, stumbling, wrong rhythms? You know, I understand a mistake because you're, you know, videotaping and there's kind of pressure put on. But I have to have a sense that you have mastery of the content and that you've practiced it. The exam procedure, materials in which you will be tested will be clearly listed in Blackboard. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I haven't forewarned you about, had in a tutorial. So everything that is in an exam, there's things that we worked on. This includes specific areas such as scale, arpeggios, chord progressions, transposition, and harmonization. You may also be asked to write a brief summary and analysis of solo repertoire. So I did that last semester where I had like a questionnaire of things about the pieces that you played, and then you had to answer them. We cannot have face-to-face testing, so it will be necessary for each student to be able to take a video of themselves performing each portion of the exam. Make sure that when you send me your exam video that you shoot from the side or slightly back so that when you're playing, you know, I see like this. I'm watching you play, or, you know, looking down. Last semester, I had some students, it was nice that, you know, I mean, the actual video was clear, except it was upside down. You were filming with the camera in front of you, pointing down at your hands. So everything was backward to me. So make sure that you like shoot over your shoulder. That's what I did with the tutorials. I kind of had my camera up high and then shooting at an angle. I was kind of in my way, but you could see my hands looking as if it was from my vantage point. And that's what I would prefer, because the other way around, I had to watch the video several times because it was upside down. Better than nothing, though. Please send me a video via email attachment or YouTube channel. I had some students do that and then just link the video. Grades and comments will be posted in Grade Center on Blackboard. Okay. Course calendar, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving break. I'm not going to be posting anything on those days for obvious reasons. You can still practice on those days. Final class ends on the 13th of December, and then the finals week is December 14th through the 20th. What I'll do is this. In the calendar, I have exam 1 is due by September 25th, midnight. So the week of the exam, the exam date due, you could send me the video anytime. It doesn't have to be on the 25th. So if I have the exam is due 25th at before midnight, doesn't mean it has to be on the 25th. You could send me that week, anytime. Because if you have the content learned, if you feel confident with it, send it to me. Okay, you can be ahead of the game if you want. So that's pretty much that. If you have any questions about anything, just send me emails, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So the other thing I want to discuss with you is talking about setting up your piano practice area. So if you're at home and you're practicing, consider, is the piano in a high traffic area? Is there a lot of distraction? If you're in a room, is it lit well? Do you have pencils and highlighters nearby? It's nice to have a setup where you have your laptop right there on your piano, and then like when you're watching the tutorial, you have like a bigger monitor. It's so much easier than just having your phone and watching the tutorials in this little 6-inch box there. Okay, so I actually recommend that you use a laptop for that. Trying to think what else. I'm going to try to have the tutorial setups that I present the material, and then I have a section where you actually practice with me. Like I'll play and you can play along in different like stages. I might have you say the finger numbers. I might have you do the counting, and then I'll repeat it several times. So it's literally like a practice, coordinated practice. And I'll try to put that in a description box that like at the 5-minute point is where the practicing happens. Okay. For each unit you have for each exam you'll have like specific repertoire pieces, and I'll try to like, if I have 5 people that are going to be working on a specific solo repertoire piece, I'll try to do I'll try to play the piece and have kind of a teaching tutorial on that so you can practice that too. Okay, if that makes sense. So like, let's say there's one of the pieces might be a bagatelle, okay? And I've got 4 or 5 people who want to play the bagatelle on that exam. Then I'll go through the bagatelle with you and basically do a rough teaching of it, a tutorial on that, and then you can practice. So that when you sit down to practice it, you can practice the tutorial as well. One of the difficulties is that when you sit down to practice that you're organized. You don't want to be haphazard, because if you don't like have specific things that you're working on, it's sort of like wasted time. If you're doing scales, you might want to divide that up and just do it like 1, 2, 3, tuck under 1, 2, 3, 4. You're focused in on the fingering of that. Then go back to C, D, or if it's a D scale, D, E, F sharp, G, and you're saying the note names. So you have a very targeted kind of practicing, so that it's not wasted time and that you really retain what you're working on. Okay. I think that covers it for this. Oh, there is an addendum to the syllabus, basically stating that if you have a disability and that you need to have any of the material modified, that you need to get in touch with me, and that I will make every effort to accommodate you. And the other addendum is that it's Kent State is equal opportunity, and that nobody, that it's a safe environment and nobody will be denied access, and that everybody is welcome. One other thing before you go, I have an assignment for you. I would like for everybody to, in an email, send me a bio about yourself. Just basically stating what your experience, your musical experience is. If you've played piano before, if you've had any kind of like lessons prior to Kent State, if you play any other instruments, what instrument is it, how many years, and an honest critique of yourself, like what you feel most uncomfortable with piano, like what do you feel like your limitations are, what you really want to focus in on this semester with your playing, and be specific. Don't just say everything about piano I need to improve on. I would like, where do you feel most insecure with. Is it scales? Is it chords? Is it the solo repertoire? Is it practicing? Just where you feel most limited and what you really want to work on. The other thing is, what are you going to be playing on? If you are living at home, or if you're in an apartment or something and you have a keyboard, please take a picture of it. I want to see what you're playing on. If you have plans on playing in a practice room over at Kent State, then you don't need to take a picture. But I want to know what you're going to be working on, okay? Like, here's my piano in the background. You can see how it's kind of situated. I'll get out of the way. Okay? It's well lit, but I am in a high traffic area here. This is like in my living room. So like in the evening, my husband is like watching videos or something on TV. I can't practice, right? Right now it's quiet, you know, because my daughter's at work and my husband's at work. So I know during the day right now, it's a good time for me to practice or, you know, do a tutorial for you guys. So it's kind of like you have to go through your schedule and say, okay, you know, when can I practice and set up the time each day. The other thing is you want to make sure the lighting is good. You want to make sure it's quiet so you can focus for those 20 minutes or whatever time. You want to have a pencil nearby or a highlighter, because make notations in your book. And have a place where you can like set up your laptop or your phone, or where you can watch the tutorials and practice along with those things. And also you want to figure out, like, when you go to take your exam, you know, how you're going to set up your camera and things like that. And we'll be, you know, in the first tutorial, we'll be talking about how to sit at the piano. I always review that stuff, kind of just revisit that, because you want to make sure your piano is set up so you physically are able to play. I had some students send me pictures of them playing their keyboard on a bed, cross-legged, playing, you know, and I was like, that looks comfy, but, you know, like, but, you know, and it's kind of leisurely, and that's cool, but it's not the best physical way to sit at the piano, and I want to make sure that you're playing pianistically. And that's about it. And I would like to have the bio and the photo of your setup by Monday. I have to do a Kent State verification, where I basically, it's like an attendance, but it's at the beginning of the semester to verify that you have shown up for class and that you're accounted for. Now, obviously, you're not in class, but one of the ways that I can account and verify your presence is if I do a lesson assignment and that assignment comes into me, that means you did the assignment and you're participating in class, so you're verified. If I don't get this from you, then I can't sign off on you, and the school's going to get in touch with you. So make sure that you send in your assignment so I can, you know, verify your presence in class. I don't know what I'm going to do about attendance. I might say, you know, on Mondays, check in with me, send me an email that you got the tutorials in that, et cetera, so that I know that you're participating. I don't want you to fall off the internet and just disappear. You know, because that worries me, because I don't want you to get behind in the work. And you all know, I don't have to tell you this, but I'm gonna, that you get behind in your work and it's like a snowball effect. You get behind and it just becomes overwhelming. So I want to make sure that you're touching it. I'm going to try to do videos 3 times a week, tutorials 3 times a week, so that every other day, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then you work over the weekend and the process begins again. I will always post in an email, something is on, I've just put some content into Blackboard for you guys to look at. And we'll always be talking about, you've got an exam coming up, and I might not always be going right along with the syllabus. The syllabus is kind of a rough estimation of what I have planned, okay? But, you know, things don't always work out that way. We might get ahead. Consensus might be, yeah, we can go faster, or it might be like we need more time. So it just depends on the dynamic of the class, okay? So get that assignment in, and then on Monday we'll have a new tutorial. Take care, you guys, and I'll see you on Monday.